There are moments in life when the deepest wounds are not given by strangers, but by the very people we once called our own. We grow up believing that blood relations, lifelong friendships, and familiar faces will always stand beside us. We trust that when the storm comes, our own people will become our shelter. But life has a strange way of teaching us unexpected lessons. Sometimes, when we look for loyalty from those closest to us and find none, it is the strangers, the so-called outsiders, who step forward and become our true support. And sometimes, those we once labeled as others prove to be more sincere, more loyal, and more compassionate than the people we thought were forever ours. This reality is painful, but it is also powerful. From childhood, we are taught that family is everything. We are told that friends who grow up with us are irreplaceable. And often, that is true. Many people are blessed with unwavering support systems. But not everyone shares that fortune. For some, life unfolds differently. Expectations rise quietly in the heart, expectations of understanding, protection, encouragement, and loyalty. When those expectations are shattered, the silence that follows can be louder than any betrayal. The pain of disappointment from loved ones cuts deep because it carries history. It carries memories of shared laughter, shared meals, shared secrets. When the same hands that once held you let go at your weakest moment, it leaves a scar that words can hardly describe. You start questioning your worth. You start doubting your judgment. You wonder if you expected too much or trusted too easily. Yet, in the middle of that emotional storm, something unexpected often happens. A stranger offers a kind word. A colleague notices your struggle. An acquaintance stands up for you. Someone with no obligation chooses to care. And in that moment, you realize something extraordinary. Loyalty is not defined by blood, and sincerity is not guaranteed by history. True connection is built on character, not titles. Sometimes, the people we call our own become distant not because they hate us, but because they are limited by their own fears, ego, jealousy, or selfishness. Human nature is complex. Some people struggle to celebrate your success. Some cannot handle your growth. Others may disappear when you are no longer convenient to them. It hurts, but it reveals the truth. On the other hand, those who have no personal agenda, no past baggage, and no expectations from you often see you more clearly. They see your effort, they see your pain, they see your sincerity, and because their support is not tied to obligation, it is often purer. There is something beautiful about unexpected kindness. When someone who owes you nothing chooses to stand beside you, it feels different. It feels genuine. It feels chosen, not forced. Life is not just about relationships we are born into, it is also about relationships we build. Some of the strongest bonds are formed in moments of vulnerability. When you are at your lowest, the people who stay are the ones who truly matter. And sometimes, those people come from places you never imagined. This does not mean that all family members or old friends are unfaithful. It simply means that loyalty cannot be assumed. It must be shown. It must be practiced. It must be proven through actions, especially during difficult times. There is a powerful lesson hidden in this experience. Do not measure relationships by labels. Measure them by behavior. Who answers your call when you are in trouble? Who believes in you when you doubt yourself? Who defends you when others misunderstand you? Who celebrates your success without hidden resentment? The answers to these questions reveal your true circle. Many people hold on to toxic relationships simply because of titles. He is my cousin, she is my childhood friend, they are my relatives. But titles do not guarantee respect. Titles do not guarantee loyalty. Respect is earned. Loyalty is demonstrated. Love is proven through consistent actions. When someone outside your expected circle shows you genuine support, it can reshape your understanding of connection. You begin to realize that the world is bigger than your immediate surroundings. Good people exist everywhere. Sometimes, they are waiting just outside the boundaries you created for yourself. There is also a deeper wisdom in this experience. Disappointment teaches discernment. When you are hurt by those you trusted, you become more aware. You learn to observe actions more than promises. You become slower to expect and quicker to understand. You begin to appreciate small acts of kindness. You value sincerity over grand gestures. It is in these moments that your emotional maturity grows. You start understanding that not everyone who smiles at you wishes you well. And not everyone who seems distant is against you. The world is not divided into ours and others. It is divided into sincere and insincere, supportive and selfish, genuine and superficial. Sometimes, strangers become family because they choose to be. They choose to care. They choose to stand with you when standing with you offers them no benefit. Think about the times when someone unexpected helped you. Maybe it was a teacher who believed in you when your own relatives doubted you. Maybe it was a coworker who supported your idea when others mocked it. Maybe it was a neighbor who showed more concern for your well-being than distant relatives ever did. These moments are not accidents. They are reminders that goodness is not limited to familiar faces. There is also strength in letting go of unrealistic expectations. When you stop demanding loyalty from those who repeatedly fail to provide it, you free yourself from constant disappointment. You stop begging for attention, validation, or support. You begin to build a life based on reality, not fantasy. And interestingly, when you lower expectations from certain people, you protect your peace. Peace is far more valuable than forced relationships. It is important to remember that forgiveness and distance can exist together. You do not have to carry hatred for those who disappointed you. You can forgive them for your own healing. But you can also choose to maintain healthy boundaries. Boundaries are not signs of arrogance, they are signs of self-respect. When you accept that loyalty cannot be forced, you stop chasing it. And when you stop chasing it, you start attracting genuine connections naturally. The people who truly belong in your life will not need constant reminders to care. They will show up consistently. They will support you even when it is inconvenient. They will speak honestly, not just sweetly. They will correct you when you are wrong and protect you when you are right. That is real loyalty. There is also a deeper emotional transformation that occurs when others become your support system. You begin to judge people less by background and more by behavior. You become more open-minded. You become more compassionate. You realize that kindness can come from anywhere. Life is unpredictable. The person you help today might become your strongest supporter tomorrow. The person you barely noticed might become your greatest ally. And sometimes, the people you expected everything from may teach you the painful but necessary lesson of independence. Independence does not mean isolation. It means strength without dependency. When you realize that your survival, growth, and happiness do not depend on any single person's loyalty, you become unstoppable. You build inner strength. You rely on your own efforts. And when someone chooses to support you, it becomes a blessing, not a necessity. There is also a beautiful balance in understanding this truth. Cherish those who prove their loyalty, regardless of their label. If a stranger treats you like family, honor that connection. If a friend stands beside you without conditions, value that bond. If someone defends your name in your absence, protect that relationship. Because genuine people are rare. In the end, life is not about how many people you call your own. It is about how many truly stand with you when the lights go out. It is about who remains when your success fades, when your money disappears, when your influence weakens. The real ones stay, the fake ones fade, and sometimes, the real ones were never the ones you expected. The lesson is not to become bitter. The lesson is to become wiser. Do not close your heart completely because of a few disappointments. But do not keep it wide open without awareness either. Balance trust with observation. Balance love with self-respect. When you understand that loyalty is a choice, not an obligation, you begin to see relationships more clearly. You stop being shocked by betrayal. You stop being surprised by unexpected kindness. You simply observe and accept. And perhaps the most powerful realization is this: you, too, have the ability to become someone's unexpected support. Just as strangers once stood beside you, you can stand beside others. You can become the person who proves that goodness still exists. You can show that loyalty is alive. You can be the example that sometimes, others, become the truest, own. In a world where expectations often break hearts, sincerity rebuilds them. So if you ever find yourself disappointed by those you trusted, remember this: it is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of clarity. It is life guiding you toward people who truly align with your heart. Sometimes, when loyalty is absent from familiar faces, it arrives from unfamiliar ones. And sometimes, the ones we once called strangers become the family we chose.